As I was saying, this is how this cron tab is written for those who are not there. It is another way of doing cron tab. If I want to schedule my backups using this cron tab, we do it on the operating system. It is not like the enterprise manager where I need to enter everything, go inside my enterprise manager and do this. I will just uh issue this command on my operating system. I don't need to log into any database or whatever. I don't think I need to. Okay, good. I don't need to log into any database or connect to any database. I just do this on my operating system. So if I want to schedule my backup in such a way that uh my backups will be executed every day, like every day, every day, every minute, every hours, every month, and whatever. Like I don't stop the backup. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So if I do this, I don't know if you guys have seen. If I do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series, that means I'm trying to schedule my backup like a non-stop backup. It's gonna go over every day, every hours, every month, every days of the month and all, and everything. So first of all, you need to know that like it is 5 stars or it is 5 hours or whatever you want to call it. It is 5. The first star stands for minute. The second one stands for hours. The third one stands for days of the month. The fourth one stands for month. And the fifth one stands for days of the week. I repeat, the first one stands for minute, the second for hours, the third one for days of the month, the fourth one for month, and the fifth one for days of the month. If okay, let me just exit.
Renata, I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get you very well. Do you have a 2 day of the month?
No, you have days of the month. For example, your let me just say your birthday can be the 1st of January. The 1st of January. This is a day of the month. The other one is the days of the week. Let me put it back. This
Okay.
is for
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That there was like a little confusion about the days of the phases of the week and the phases of the month.
Okay, so this is the minute. This is the hours. This is the days of the month. For example, 1st of January or 1st of December. This is the day of the month. This is for
So
month.
do we have, Renata, do we have the first days of the month before the first days of the week?
Yeah, we have days of the month, and then days of the week. Days of the week can be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But days of the months, 1st of January, 1st of this, 1st of that, 2nd of this. But the last one is days of the weeks. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Okay, that's things are okay.
All right. So I'm gonna exit without. My God, don't tell me that this thing is not like the VI. Okay, can I?
You have to don't save it.
I don't want to save. I just issued the. Oh God, like really? Yes. Okay, no problem. My. I'm going to close this one. Okay. All right, so I'm going to log back to my Oracle. And okay, so I was telling you guys, whenever you want to get into cron tab to be able to schedule your backup, this is the command you issue, cron tab -e. But if your job wants you to be connected as any user or as root, for example, because in most cases they can ask you to carry out the backup as root, or in default, if they don't ask anything, you carry on the backup as Oracle. But if in case you are asked to do the backup as a user, the command you enter, this is a command you enter. The username is the user you want to use. For example, if I want to connect as root, I'll cron tab -e, root -e. User uses only one operation. Okay, no problem. This is in the case of your work, but here I cannot schedule my backup as root. So this is the command I was trying to show you guys. Cron tab -e, the username -e. And how do I, after doing a backup, after scheduling the backup, if I want to list my cron tab, or I want to check the current cron tab I'm using, I'm just going to do my cron tab -l. No cron tab. I haven't scheduled any backup, or I haven't used the cron tab. So that's the reason why you see this no cron tab for Oracle. And if I want to view the job that are being run by a specific user, I think I'll do the same. If I want to view the job that are being run by a specific user, I'll cron tab -u, the username -l. The username is it. If it is Oracle, you cron tab -u, Oracle -l. If it is root, cron tab -u, root -l. If it is another user, you put the username. So this is the command to view the job that are being run by a specific user. Okay. If you guys have any questions, just let me know.
Let's see the command again. I just forget. Let me see to specify what we wrote down. You said a username, so I need to say it. Please.
Cron tab -u, username -l. If you want to view the jobs that are being run by somebody user. Yeah, exactly. So how do I schedule a cron to execute, for example, at let me say at 5 a.m. daily? That means I want my cron tab to be able to carry out my backups every day at 5 a.m. It's really.
Renata, 1 second. You said that if you want to connect as a user, which command do you want to issue, please?
Cron tab -e, username -e.
Oh, okay.
Is U or E?
E. Username -e.
You say cron tab -u.
If you want to connect as a user.
Okay. No. Yeah. Oh, she asked if you want to connect as a user. Oh, okay.
Okay. So, as I was telling you guys, this is minutes, this is hours, this is days of the month, this is month, and this is days of the week. if I want to schedule my cron.
Again, the first one is minute. The second one is.
The second one is hours. The third one is days of the month.
Is the what?
Fourth one is days of the month. The fourth one is month, and the fifth one is days of the week. If I want to schedule my cron to execute every at 5 a.m. daily, that means every day I want my backup to run every day at 5 a.m. What I'm going to do is, let me just remove all these things. I'll do 0 for 0 minute, 2 for 2 hours, this for every. That means when I showed you the first command, I told you that it was the command for my cron to to execute my backups every day, every minute, every month,
everywhere,
exactly.
Every day of the week.
So I want my cron to execute my backups every day at 5 a.m. or at 2 a.m. for example. I'll issue the 0 for 0 minute, 2 for 2 hours, like my hour is 2 a.m. and every day of the month, every month, and every days of the week. And I want to tell you guys, this cron uses the French. How can I explain that?
Is the French
the French hours format?
Yes, format.
For example, in the English format, at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. of the night is 06 p.m. But when you're using this thing, if I want to schedule my backups at 6, I'll not write 6, I'll write 18. Yeah, so that's how they function. They use the French hours format. So this is in a case where I want my backups to be running every day at 2 a.m. Every day at 2 a.m. 0 for 0 minute, 2 for 2 a.m. and all those stars for every day, meaning every day, every month, every days of the month, and every days of the week. If I want to schedule my cron to execute twice a day, that means.
Another, please, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Does that mean that start can take 2 quarters because you say 6 p.m. is 18?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it can take 2. Exactly, that's what I'm coming to. If I want to schedule my cron to execute twice a day, that means 2 hours a day. For example, I wanted to run at 5 a.m. and at 3 a.m. At 5 a.m. and at 3 a.m. What I'm gonna do is I'll do 0 for minutes, 3 for 3 a.m. I'll put comma, 5 for 5 a.m. It is still the same thing. It is still the same star. If you want, I just divided it with a comma. So 0 for 0 minute, 3 for 3 a.m., 5 for 5 a.m. every days of the month, every month, and every day of the week. 0 for 0 minute, 3 for 3 a.m., 5 for 5 a.m. every day of the month, every month, and every day of the week. That means what? That means
the third 5.
If I want my job to start 5 minutes after 6 p.m.
5 minutes after 6 p.m.
5 minutes after 6 p.m.
Like 6:05.
5 minutes after.
You say 5 minutes after 6.
Yes.
It's 6:05.
Yes.
At 6:05. That means you put.
Say 5 minutes after 6 p.m.
It's 6:05.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6:05 now.
No, it's 18:05.
18:05.
Okay. Okay. That means you're gonna put 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
I think it's that.
18.
Let me just be sure. I think it's 5 minutes. 18.
Let me see this.
18 hours. every day of the month, every month, and every day of the week. I think it's that because
You have to put a,
No comma, no
comma.
no space.
You have to put a comma.
No, no.
No,
Yes,
you
when you
cannot
put
put a comma because
put a
it's
comma.
two different.
It
It's
is
not
two
like
different things. It is not. It is not. If you put a comma, for example, if I want to use
that
the
means
comma, it will be like I want my backup to go at 6 p.m. and at 5 a.m. That's what it means. It is like
the
doing
next
backup
hour. Yes. Yeah.
twice a day, but that's not what
No one
we
is
want.
going to be twice a day. Yes, it's the next hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one is going to be twice a day, but he's asking his backups to be at 6:05. That means 6 hours, 6:05, like 6:05. I'll put 5 as minutes, and I'll put 18 for my hours, everything, and everything. I think it's that. If anybody has another idea, let me know, but I'm pretty sure it's this one.
I think you're right. Because
my concern is only to know if you have the space between between 5 and 18. Or
It is not a same format. It is like, let me just like, I was saying that this one is minutes. For example, whatever the minute you want, you put it in this first asterisk. Whatever the hour you want to schedule your backup on, you put on the second asterisk. You cannot want to schedule your backups at 5 a.m. and you come and put 5 on the first one. It's not going to work.
Okay.
You cannot put 5 on the first one. The first one stands for minute. So that's it. If I want to schedule my front to execute my backups twice a day, I'll put this 0 and I'll put, for example, 1 for 1 a.m. I'll put a comma and I'll put the second hour.
Okay. Yes.
And you put the everyday.
I'll put the other one. In this way, my backup is gonna go every 1 a.m. and every 2 a.m. They're on the same asterisk, but it is just a comma.
If I want my job to start 45 minutes after 6 a.m.
That means
after 6 p.m.
You just put the 45 minutes in the first place before putting the 6 a.m.
You put 45, you put 18. You want a backup to be at 6:45, right?
Yes, 18h45.
Yes.
I have 45, right? 45 minutes, 18 hours, all, and all.
Because I'm a little bit confused. Okay, it was
40. I know he's confused. Like, how is it going to identify that the first 45 is
sorry,
for
can I say something?
Minute, and the second one is for
there has to be
right?
There has to be a space. There has to be a space.
Yeah, that's it.
So it has to be 45 space.
To differentiate the minutes and
there has to be space,
the hours.
The hours, between the hours and the minutes. You can't just go
the whole number. The problem is that this cron tab, that's how it identifies it.
No, on cron tab, go research it. On cron tab, there has to be space between them. Between
the asterisks?
Between the minutes and the hours.
And the hours.
Try to see Renalda.
Yeah, there has to be space between the minutes and the hours. You can't join them together.
I'm checking.
I don't think we didn't get it
really good yesterday.
I don't think if we join it all together like that, you can easily identify that the first two is for minutes and the other ones are for hours, or the first one is for minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem. So try to put a space because
that's
we didn't.
That's true. That's what you guys are saying. For example, if I put 45,
45,
even if we don't put any space, I'm sure that you can know, because we cannot go over two like just say 2, how do they call decimal, something like that. So it's like 2 space for the 2 first space is for minute. If you don't have any comma, that means after the third one is hours. And if you don't have any comma, and then the following one is the month.
Because honestly, I don't know if we use space. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but
space,
if you see, you can really.
But I get what you guys are saying makes sense. But I don't know if you put any space or not. We cannot put comma, that's for sure. But for the space, I don't know. That means that it is format that is going to take, if you have to put a space, this, and this. That's what you guys are saying, right? Minutes,
I don't know.
Hours?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that.
Space, that means
so he was asking
45.
He was asking 45. He was asking 45 minutes
put 45 minutes after you put a space, the way Monica was explaining.
So it has to be 45 space 17.
Like 45
space
17.
Oh,
is it 5 a.m. or 5 p.m.? This is p.m.
It says 6. Il avait dit 18h45.
Then the star can now follow.
That's what I'm thinking too.
These are the formats.
They can make sense like that. I don't know.
There's space.
There's
space. That's the way you've done like that. Yeah, that's how she did it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. There's space.
All right.
Myself, I was sure that there's space.
Okay. So David.
Yes.
David, that means there's space.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I've already explained in a case where you want your front to execute backups twice a day. And if you want to schedule your front to execute, I've already shown for every day, every minute, every this, every that. You just put the stars. But if you want to schedule your cron to execute every Sunday at 5 p.m. We already know that it's 0 for 0 minute.
Yeah. 17.
0 for 0 minute. 17 for 5 p.m.
You have to put space.
Wait. There's space for everything.
No, if it's just 0 minute, you don't have to put space. I think so.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think so. That's what I think. If anyone has idea, you can share. But I think if the minute is 0 minute, right? You just have to put it 0 and then you go now with the hours.
Okay.
So you identify the 0 as the minute.
All right. So 0 minute, 0 for minute, 17 for 5 p.m.
Yes.
Every days of the week, every days of the month, every month, and every Sunday. So you said the last stars was the days of the week. So every Sunday. When you see this, you know that your backups are going to run every Sunday
5 p.m.
at 5 p.m. Every Sunday at 5 p.m. It is not just this Sunday. It is not just next Sunday. When you put this asterisk for month, that means every month, every days of the month, the backups are going to run on Sunday at 5 p.m. I don't know if you guys have a question.
No.
I think that that's one. I haven't heard about you. If you guys have a question.
No, we are listening, Renata. We don't have any. I think we are good.
All right. Okay. So I have a question for you guys then, if you guys have understood. How am I going to write the format if I want my cron to execute on selected months, for example, like on January, February, and March?
Hey, Renata, please, let me take you back, please.
Okay.
What you just did on running it on Sunday, I think there was something like they cannot run on Sunday. You have to put a particular command for it to run on Sundays.
No, I think it's not. It was for the at 1. I think it was at 1 a.m. on Sunday, or it was the first Sunday.
Okay, it's at a particular.
Sunday.
All right, it concerns by a particular time on the Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. So
I just remember like there was a special command on a Sunday. So
I was asking that which format am I how am I going to put my format if I want to execute my backups on January, February, and March?
So you have to give hours too.
No, every day, every hours, every days of the week.
Every day, one time.
You have star.
Okay.
Star or zero? No, 0 or star.
Wait, one person at the
star
time.
For the hour, star for the day of the month.
I put star for the
hour, and then
it's
one star
minute
for the day
first.
of the
what
month.
About the minute?
The minute first.
But it's going. If you don't specify, it's going to be at midnight.
But
you
like
you have to give a time. You want a time?
That's why I'm asking. He said no. She said no.
I repeat, I want to schedule my Chrome to execute in January, February, and March.
Okay, so it's going to be star for the minute, star for the day, for the months by comma. So you want it on what, January?
Yeah, exactly.
And then one last star for each day of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
They said
But
the first one,
what happens if you put 0 as a minute?
Okay.
It will be the same.
We put 0 as a minute whenever we have the hour. Whenever I have
I think I'm okay with
0.
that command.
Excuse me?
For me, it worked the way Anita said.
Yes,
because we don't specify.
But if you want it, maybe if you want it at 6:30, then you just add it there.
Yeah.
The command in front there.
Yeah, if you want it at 6:30, you add it. But we put 0 whenever we have the hour. If I don't have an hour, I don't put 0. 0 for a minute.
Okay.
So this command just simply means that I want my backups to be carried out every day, every minute, every hours for the month of January, February, and March. Just for these 3 months, my backups are going to run every minute, every hours, every days of the month, every days of the week. And what if I want my backups to execute at 4 p.m., at 4 a.m. and at 5 p.m. on Sunday and Tuesday?
You said 4 p.m.?
I want to execute at 4 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Sunday and Monday.
You start by star?
0. 0.
0.
0.
4. Space 4.
Space 4, comma.
And you said 17.
No,
she said 17, 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
But she said 4 p.m. That means it's
4
a.m. 4 a.m.
Okay.
5 p.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah,
17. And you said which day of the month?
No, I did not
not specify.
Every month, but on Sunday. Okay.
Yes, space. No. Space.
On the no.
Yeah.
No space.
Can I put a space or I don't put a
space?
Space.
What do you say?
Space.
Okay. What do I put after the space? Okay.
You said which month?
Another space star.
Space.
No space.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's another space star.
Star. Yes. Space.
Then Sunday, space Sunday.
Sunday.
Then comma. What's the other day?
Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Let me just. Okay, Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, like that.
you guys. But I don't know if I'm the one wrong. I don't know for the space.
Me too.
Actually, I don't
Me
know
too.
for the space.
It makes sense.
No, for me.
Actually, it does make sense. But I don't know whether that's how it works or not.
So
I don't know if anybody has another idea or if anybody thinks there's no space or
there's
not.
no space for me.
I'm just gonna take what you give me.
You just said that there's a space, and now you say no space.
There was a space when Monica was saying they specify by hours which time they start, so we put space. But when you finish by 5 p.m., the next one will be the start. So we understand already that is another things after 5 p.m.
Exactly.
Yes, we have to understand it's the day of the month. So that space is
day of the month. So the space, I don't see the
if we go back to the chapter, we see if it's a space or not. Or maybe let us just Google it.
I don't know if somebody has an idea, but for me,
I don't know if you guys have an idea. Joseph, Desmond, Anita,
Eman,
Akisa. Eman is there.
Wait, the space between the 0 and 4.
No, the space after the
17. You have space.
After the 17th, for example, the star that represents the day of the month. I don't know if we need a star after that.
Yes, we have space.
Because let me just. This is the format. Okay, wait, let me.
No, I don't think we need the space.
We have space.
Yeah, I think you need space.
There's space.
Okay, that simply means that there's a space after everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds more better. Okay, so there's a space after everything, guys. After everything, there's a space. It looks more better. That's true, though. It really looks more better. So, okay, that was if I want to execute my backups at 4 a.m. and at 5 p.m. every Sunday and Tuesday. That's it. I don't know if there's anything else that I've understood from that thing. Okay, there's another thing. If I want to get run to execute every 10 minutes or every 20 minutes or every 30 minutes, we all know that the first one is for minutes, right? So I'm gonna put asterisk slash. If I want it every 20 minutes, this is 20. Then every hours, every days of the month, every month, every days of the week. So every 20 minutes, my phone is gonna carry out my backup. Every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes. If I want 30, I just put the asterisk slash 30. It is the same for hours. If I want my cron to execute my backup every 4 hours, I think I'm gonna put, I don't know if I need to put 0. I don't know if I need to put 0 or just asterisk, but I think there's 0.
You say every 4 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
you said that if we talk about hour, you have to put 0
exactly.
for minute.
Exactly. So this every 4 hours, I have forgotten the space. This stands for every 4 hours. Every day of the month.
So the first one is minute, right?
Yeah, the first one is minute.
So the second one?
Hours. I want my backup to run.
The second starts after 0.
This stands for every 4 hours. I am not precising an hour out. I don't want it to run at 4 p.m. or at 4 a.m. No, I want it to run every 4 hours. That means if it runs at 1, it will run again at, is it 4 or 5? At 4, it will run again at 12 or at this and at that every 4 hours. I don't want it to run at 4 a.m. but every 4 hours.
So excuse me, Renalda, I didn't get it. So the first 0 is a minute, right? So the space between the minute and the star is what?
It is not a space between a minute and the star. It is the space between the star /4. That means every 4 hours. Let me take it for minutes. If I want my backup to run every 20 minutes.
Okay.
This is every 20 minutes. Oh, what did I do? This is every 20 minutes. I put a space. Hour, days of the month, and days of the week.
Okay. You see now there is no space.
Space.
Huh?
No,
there's a space. There's a space.
There is a space that said before when you wrote, it was like in between a star and that slash. I saw a space there.
Okay,
yes.
No, there's no space. So this is every 20 minutes. If I want to do the same but for hours, I want my backup to run every 2 hours. I put 0 for minutes, and I put every 2 hours. Every days of the month, every month, and every days of the week. I want my backup to run every 2 hours. That means it will run at 2. It was gonna run again at 4, at 6, at 8, at 10. Every day, every month, every minute. So, no, actually, there is no 0. There is no 0 because I'm not specifying.
You're not precise, yes.
I'm not precising an hour. So there is no 0. Instead, this is the format. There's no 0 because I'm not specifying an hour. I don't want it to run at 2 a.m. That means 2 0
hours.
Yeah. I want it to run every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. I'm not specifying any hour. I don't want it to run at 1 a.m. or at 10 p.m. or no, every 2 hours. So there's no 0. It is asterisk, this, and so on and so forth.
There's 0.
The same thing. There's 0.
Yes. If you want it to run every 2 hours, there has to be a 0 before the start.
Okay.
I think so because the 0 represent like the seconds in which it has to start running after the hours.
No, the 0 doesn't represent the seconds.
Is it minutes? Sorry.
There's 0.
Okay. All right.
Everybody's like on a 0 on 0 minute, like on a 0 minute, then you put on the hour.
Okay.
So that's what, yes, exactly. That's what it's specifying, like 0 to 4 hours, 0 to 4 hours, 0 to 4 hours, every 0 to 4 hours.
Okay, okay, good. That makes sense. So 0, every, whatever you want. Is it 4 hours? Is it 8 hours? Whatever you want. So any question? It is the same for, if I want my cron to execute my backup every 2 months, I'll put my asterisk for minutes, asterisk for hours, asterisk for every day of the month, and every 4 months, every day of the week. I want my backups to run every 4 months. This is the format. Every 4 months, every minute, every hour, every days of the month, every 4 months, and every days of the week. This is the format. This is the format. And there's another one. Another one. What is it? It runs daily. Oh, okay. What it says runs daily. Like I want my backup to be running daily. Okay, let me just remove this here. Okay. You all know for seconds, for example, if I want my backup to be running every second, what I'll do is pay attention. 1, 2, 4, 5. Let me say 20 seconds. So this first line represents every minute, every minute, every hour, every days of the month, and days of the week. This is to say it's every, and this one, it is to specify the second. So
Which
I want
one?
The second line.
The sleep 20.
Yes. So I want my backup to be running every 20 seconds. So 20 seconds every minute, every hour, every day, every this, every that. This is the format. My question is not for you guys. If I had attended the class yesterday, I would have asked her, why not just put in this like this? Because it's actually the same thing. According to me, it's the same thing. When I see it like this, I know that every minute, every hour, every days of the month, every days of the week, every 20 seconds, it makes like, for me, it's really clear. Then doing it like this, and I come again and put this thing, and so on and so forth. I think it's a little bit confusing, but I cannot explain why they're putting like that. But this is the format. I don't know if I'm right or not, but this is the format. So if I want to schedule I want my task to execute daily, for example. This is what I'm gonna do. If I want it daily, I think it's daily. You put your script, and don't forget, there's this thing you need to write at the end. I don't know how to distinguish, like how to explain that this one is for this and this one is for that. But no, I think daily is script/script/ I think it's script.sh. Yes. So this is, I want my thing daily, like every day. This is the format. If I want it yearly, I'll just remove the daily and I do it yearly. But the problem is that it is another thing. I think it's yearly. Okay, no, it is the same thing. Yearly is script.sh. So this is yearly. If I want it daily, I'll just add daily script.sh. Script with S. Scripts.sa. I think it's in the canvas that are not the the canvas. Yeah, in the canvas. So this is yearly. If I want it daily, there is daily. I just remove the yearly and I put daily. But if I want it weekly, it is not gonna be the same script. Any question? Weekly.
Is it any space in between the slash box sign?
Is there any space? Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't practiced this yet, so I don't know. Whatever the case, you first of all put with the space. If it doesn't work, you just do it But I think it is no big deal because you're just inserting it inside your you're just VIing your contab minus A. It is not like you're typing a command. But I don't know. I haven't practiced this yet. So if it is weekly, it's gonna be bin. This is for weekly. This is weekly, so yes. Any other thing that I've understood? I don't think so. I don't think so. But if there's anything to add, any important thing to add, you guys just let me know. Okay? If there's no question, if there's nothing to ask, we go over everything we've done on DB2. You know, I have a lot of questions.
Wow.
Okay, so
Are you gonna have give me any idea about all the different backup?
Okay.
How many backup do we really have in total, and what are the difference between each other?
Okay, anybody wants to answer the question? We've talked about backup a lot. Sakisa, can you answer Marinette's question?
Well, can her repeat the question one more time, please?
Marinette, please, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, please. I want to know how many backup do we have and what are the difference in between them?
I think you have two different backup. Backup recovery and what is the second one? But I think it's two. If it's two, if my address is correct.
David, can you please help Sakisa? Who is SN? Who is SN?
Stratford.
Hello, Stratford.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you for a long time. The last time you logged into the meeting, I was trying to talk to you, but you were not around. You left your computer and you were not around. So I just want to know whether you guys are still let me just say you are still in the meeting.
Which meeting?
This group meeting.
Yeah, I'm still part of it. Or you people kicked me out already.
No, we haven't yet kicked you out. But you cannot be in the meeting and you come once every months or once every 4 months. It doesn't work that way. And you don't let anybody know what's going on. Don't say anything. It is not fair. You cannot just come and leave, come and leave, come and leave. I was trying to talk to you guys, but I was waiting for you to be connected. Unfortunately, you don't. So I just want to know if you are still willing to be in the meeting or not. If you do, then good and fine. Make sure you come in a meeting regularly as much as possible. When you're not able to come, just let us know that you won't be in the meeting and we won't be expecting you. But if you know you're no more interested or you don't have, I don't know, you have private issues that you don't want to share, then that's okay. But you cannot just come in the meeting when you want. Don't come when you want.
Yeah,
Sorry
Renata.
about that, but there have been a lot of things going on for me right now.
At least you can let us know that you won't be able to make it in the meetings. It is no big deal. You're free to not come. You're free to do whatever you want to do, but just let us know that this period of time you won't be able to be this and this in the meeting. That's okay. Okay, Sakisa, go ahead.
Yeah, you have three. We have three type of backup.
What and what?
We have a full backup. We have incremental backup. And you have a differential backup. I think.
Anybody has another idea? David is not high school. David, do you have an idea about the backups?
All about the user managed hot backup, user code backup, all those ones. I don't know included.
But I think all those,
and then the Alman backup.
Yeah, I think all that is manual manual backup. It's differential, I think, because I think you have three main group, and those one you just say we can be increased in some group, like differential group. We can put those type of backup in.
I think it's 4. It's not 4.
I just think maybe someone can correct me.
Okay, so we have.
Can I say Canada?
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
It's 4. They have a user managed backup, a cool backup, the Alman cool backup. They have a whole backup.
Okay.
Correct.
Anyone has another idea? Backups. I think it is a very important. It is one of the most important chapter. It's one of the most important chapter because some of the jobs they only require even you to do the backups or so backup, export, import, and all those stuff. It's something you must really understand. Okay, so talking about let me just choose another person. I've already shouted this backup thing in this group. David is not responding. Desmond. Hello, Desmond. Okay, David, do you have an idea about the backup? Okay. Marina just asked about the backup. She wants to know the difference, like the different types of backups and the difference between them. So do you have an idea about the backup?
Yes, a little idea.
Okay, thank you. Can you just explain to us?
About the mode of backup, you have two, offline and online. About the mode. About the type of backup, you have two. You can back up all data, you can back up only only information. That means in this case, we can use cumulative backup or differential backup. And for strategy, I think we have two. You can back up entire database or only a portion of the database. That means you can back up the whole database or only a partial database. That's what I know.
Okay. Desmond. Desmond is no more.
Desmond is in the kitchen.
Okay, no problem.
So, Bibish.
Yeah.
Desmond out of the kitchen.
This is me. This is me.
No,
Thank
yes,
you.
because every time Bibi said Desmond is in the kitchen. And
Maybe she's very funny.
She know exactly what to do to keep a man out of the kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
I think, sorry, this is Monica. I think we have what Emerald is always emphasizing on. The three most backup that is more crucial is the full backup, incremental, and differential backup. That is what I feel. And okay. So, but where I get confused is the differential and the cumulative. So sometimes you get me confused. But I know those three are very, very, very important: incremental, full backup, and differential. I know there are others like the mirror backups and the local backups, but I know those three are very, very crucial when doing your database.
Desmond, do you have any idea about the backups? All right. So I'm going to give the explanation that I understood about backups in general. Let me just start by the user managed backups. We all know that the user managed backups is like it's kind of a let me say manual backup that the user is doing himself. Like the user managed backup, you are doing your backup. In the user managed backup, we have hot user managed backup and cold user managed backup. We know that in the cold user managed backup is done. It is a backup done. I don't know how to put that consistent inside. It is a backup done when the database is offline, constantly shut down. There's a consistent shutdown. Database is offline. Another name for user managed cold backup is offline backup or consistent backup. We all know how to do that backup. We just issue the CP command, copying from the live location to the backup location. What is required to carry out the backup? You need to know the location of your files. You need to create the backup directory. You issue the backup command. You're copying from the live location to the backup location. What about inconsistent backup or user managed hot backup? It is done when the database is inconsistently shut down. Your database is on, up, and running. needs to be in the archive log mode? Simple and fast question. Takisa.
Yes.
How do I put my backup in my database in archive log mode? What is the command?
Archive log mode. I don't remember that command. I think
Marinette, what is the command to put the database in the archive log mode?
To put the command in archive, the database in archive log mode, we have to shut down immediate, and we start up mount, and we alter database archive log, and
thank you.
We open and then we list. Yeah.
As easy as it is. That's the thing is that moving like let me explaining. I'll be giving out words like put your database in archive log. As long as you don't know how to put the database in archive log, it is no like there's no essence moving ahead. You need to know the basic thing to be able to do database. You need to know what database is. So that's the reason why I was trying to know if everybody at least knows how to put the database in archive log mode. To do the hot backup, as I was saying, you need to know the location of your files. You need to create a directory for your backup. You need to put your database in archive log mode. You need to put your database in backup mode. How do I put my database in backup mode? Alter database, begin backup. How do I put my database in backup mode? Alter database, begin backup. After putting my database in backup mode, I just copy. Where do I copy from? I copy from my live location to my backup location. I copy from my live location to my backup location. After copy, I end my backup by doing the alter database end backup. Always remember to end your backup. Always remember to end your backup. So this was for the user manage hot and cold backup. Any question? No, I continue. After the user manage a manual backups or the user manage backup, which is done manually, we have the Alman backup. What is Alman? Alman is a software used by Oracle. Alman is a software used by Oracle to carry out backups. If anybody has another idea about Alman, just let us know. But I know Alman is a software used by Oracle to carry out or execute backups. Using Alman, I can do my backup as an image copy or as backup set. To be able to connect to Alman, first of all, to be able to connect to Alman, your database needs to be open. Your database needs to be open. If your database is not open, you cannot even, I don't think you can connect to Alman because I had that problem one day. You cannot even connect to Alman, not talking of carry out a backup. Okay, if I want to carry out my backup as an image copy, what is the command? Backup as copy, backup as copy full.
Image copy.
Backup as copy. Database archive log. Okay, backup as copy.
Database plus archive logs.
Okay, thank you. Backup as copy, database plus archive log. This is when I want my backup to be as image copy. But on the other hand, if I want my backup to be as backup set, I just backup database. I think so. I just back up database. Is it even gonna open? I just back up as okay, backup database. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Backup database. This is when I want to do a normal backup set. But if I want to do my backup as image copy, I backup as copy database plus archive log. So this is for Arman. Now there is something talking about the full database and full database increment and full database backup, incremental backups, and whole database backup. I personally, I don't know if there are types of backups, if there are strategies of backups, if there are modes, if there are what, I don't know. But there's backup at the end of everything. So let me just consider it as backup. Because I remember in TP1, when Prof was talking about those incremental and whatever, he said there are strategies of backup. The class before last class, when Emerald was talking about the strategies you will use to carry on your backup, she mentioned the incremental and this and this. When she was talking about the types of backup, of Arman backups or whatever, she mentioned it. So I cannot tell you whether there are types of backup, whether there are strategies, whether they are what. But the most important thing is to know, as long as you know what they are, there's no big deal. So what is a full database backup? It is I think it is a backup. It backs up the whole database.
Yeah.
It backs up the whole database. When we talk about whole database backup, it is a backup of the whole database. What is full database backup? Because there are two different things. There's a difference between whole database backup and full database backup.
Full it's not full backup and incremental backup?
Huh?
You say it's like the same twin, it's like identical twins, right?
No. I mean, it is not the same thing. Because I personally, I thought, I at one point in time, I thought that whole and full database backup were the same thing, but they are not. Whole backup is doing the backup of the whole database, while full database backup, it backs up the copy of every used database blocks, if you like. It backs up the copy of every used database block. Every data file. Let me just say it. Every data file.
The full backup is just a regular backup, like a image copy does.
Yeah, thank you. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's whole backup, that's it.
Because when she was talking about the full backup, there is like a full image copy also is a where the database is like is that like.
Oh, that's true. Thank you. That's true. So when I talk about full database backup, there's image copy and backup. So that's true. Thank you. So on the other hand, we have the incremental cumulative backup. Incremental cumulative backup, like it actually contains all the data that has changed since the last level 0 backup. What is level 0 backup? It is backup that is ready for incremental level 1. When they say it is at level 0, that means it is ready for incremental level 1. When we talk about level 1, we only talk about incremental. Level 1 is incremental. So incremental cumulative, it contains the data that has changed since the last full backup or since the last level 0 backup. Since the last level 0, but I don't know if you guys are understanding. incremental cumulative. It contains all the data that has changed since the last level 0 backup. That means since the last full database backup. Since the last full database backup. But incremental differential, it backs up only the data that has changed since the last backup, since the previous backup, or since the last incremental. That means that incremental differential will only back up since if my last differential backup was yesterday, if my last cumulative backup was yesterday, or if my last level 1 or level 0 was yesterday, my differential backup will start as from yesterday until what you want. But for incremental cumulative, if my last full database backup was on Sunday, it's gonna start backup. It's gonna start backup from Sunday until
the day you start again.
Yes. So this is for incremental cumulative on incremental differential. Incremental differential starts. It contains it backs up only data that since the last level 0 or level 1 backup. While the incremental cumulative, it backs up since the last level 0. I mean, since the last full backup.
Even is tomorrow, you will go back again to level 0. But the differential just get the change who was made in the data.
Okay, any question? If there's no question, I have a question.
So if I understand, we have the user managed backup who has the core and the hot backup, and then the RMAN who has the image copy and then the backup set.
Let me just make sure.
But with RMAN, we also talk about
hot and
core.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me just make sure. I don't know.
They are different between. I mean, they are different from.
Okay.
From the.
Anybody has an idea about the RMAN core and hot backup?
There are also different forms of backup, because I remember Emerald said this thing when they mentioned backup. She started with the user managed hot backup, user managed cold backup, RMAN hot backup, RMAN cold backup. Then she mentioned which one again? I did the ones you were explaining.
Okay, so
RMAN code backup is like RMAN based duplication, right?
Okay, can someone explain what is downtime? Like when they talk about the downtime, can someone explain that?
Downtime, what I understand is like the time the time needed for the database to be down. Like, for example, if they said we want like 0 downtime, like they don't want the database to be down at any point in time. I don't think if I'm correct.
Okay. Okay.
And when do they talk about the export backup? I mean, it's part of which backup? Is it another type or a mode of backup?
The what?
The export.
Export backup?
Yes, export and import backup.
I've never heard about export and import backup.
I never heard about them too.
I saw it somewhere.
You are talking about import and export, but I don't think they are export and we have export and import, but it doesn't have anything to do with backup like export and import backup. Maybe you are a little confused, I think so. Or maybe you wanted to mention another backup, maybe.
No, because I saw it. I saw so many different backup. That why I'm.
Oh, maybe really that one we don't. Maybe we have not reached that level, or maybe it's for different people. I think so. You know, like they say, this Oracle thing is very large.
Yeah, it's really very large. So that's it for the full database.
Renata,
yes.
You asked something about downtime. We have not even. I just said something. We don't even know if it's correct. Yeah, moving on.
I think it's correct. I think it's correct. The time needed for the database to be down. I think it's correct. Apart from if anybody has another idea about that, but I think it's correct. What I was trying to say was that I think the hot backup doesn't require any downtime. Yeah, the hot all-man backup.
Wait, are you talking the hot? I think that the hot backup is for that because it is being done while the database is up
yeah,
and running.
Exactly.
Why
hot
the cold? Why for the
require...
cold the database has to be down?
Yes,
and
also.
that is why for the cold backup,
and the cold backup doesn't require archive with logs.
That's why you lose data, and you lose data because.
Yeah, go
I want
ahead.
to explain a little bit. Yes, the cold backup. I think the disadvantages is that you lose data because at the point in time when the database is down while you are doing the backup, and then you come up like if anything is being done or there is anything that happened in the database, you cannot have the information because it is being done when the database is not in archive log mode. So the information will not be archived. So that is another disadvantage too. Why with a hot backup you cannot have that because it is done while the database is up and running.
Thank you, Joseph. So, Marinette, are you good with the question? You had a question about.
Yes, a little.
Monica. Hello, Monica.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't heard you speaking. I don't go to Okay, guys. Oh, okay. So, anybody has another question? Hello, Desmond.
Yeah.
Can you please?
Yeah.
I have a question, Desmond.
Okay.
Desmond, can you please explain to us what is when they talk about database link? What is a database link?
Link.
In few words, can you please explain to us what a database link is? What do I need to perform, like to create, for example, my database link, the different types of database links? Can you please elaborate on that?
A database link already is, I don't know if I'll say it is an option that allows you to be able to manipulate SQLs, DMLs, and DDLs in another database. And to be able to do that, you need to grant the user with which you'll be accessing the other database, the DB underscore link privilege. So by granting that privilege to that user, the user should be able to access the database, should be able to access any database?
It's not only in database, you can still do it in the same database like in another schema or something like that, right?
Before explaining the privileges you need to grant to be able to create a database, you need to explain you need to tell us that there are different types of database links.
Okay.
The private and public.
Private, there is the public, and there is this third one, like I've forgotten the name of the third one.
Oh.
The one that you really don't specify if it is private or public. It just enables you to get access to, what's that?
Global.
Thank you.
Thank you. So there's a private, a public, and a global. From what I understand, really, to be able to have access to another database, you literally need to have the privilege to be able to have access to that database. And I think only the privilege is sufficient.
Is it only on another database? That's the issue. You asked that. I don't think it's only on another database now. You can still like you use links on the same database.
He's talking about the private or the public.
The private database, database link allows only a specific user to be able to have access to a database, and the public database links allow everybody within every schema or every user to be able to have access to another database. On the global database link, how does it differ? Is it different from the public? But what's the difference again? I've forgotten the difference with the global. Let me not say something I don't know. I've forgotten the difference with the global. Any person can help? Or maybe add to anything I just said.
Okay. I have a question, Desmond. What if I want to see the privileges? Like, I want to see which privilege you currently have. So, yeah, which privilege you currently have?
I am going to use the select user _sys_privs statement, I think. Is that it?
Okay, let me just
user _sys_.
1 second, let me just
like that.
Write it as you say it. Vision, this question is for you.
I'm there.
Okay. So, oh my God. Okay. Okay, that's when you said it is.
That database is not working.
1 second.
That database is not set in the Aura tab. Okay. Put space, no, put again space.
How can you put
set the environment again? Set the environment again.
Set your.
Yes, I want to use
class 26. Caps. I guess it's caps. I guess it is all caps. You did a mistake again. Oh, it doesn't matter?
No, it matters.
It is the operating system, it matters.
Now put class 26 caps. I guess.
Too much argument.
What's this thing? Okay, let me just think.
Just open.
Actually, you put class 26 correctly.
Okay. This one you said I should select. Hello, Desmond. Okay, the question is for all the class. What if I want to see which the privileges that the schemas in my database own? What is the command I'm gonna put like?
You see what?
The privileges that the schemas in my database hold.
The privilege I was going to use was user underscore select all from user underscore sys underscore prevs or underscore prevs underscore sys.
Which one should I put?
Sys underscore prevs.
Prevs.
Describe DB underscore sys underscore prevs. Let me see what is going to work. What is going to come up?
DBA or DB?
DBA underscore sys underscore prevs.
It's
not
$. Sorry about that. I think it should be $. Something.
Oh. Okay, you do
yeah. Anybody have another idea?
DBA underscore user.
I said DBA. I said DBA. You put user.
It's DBA now.
Yeah. I'm wrong.
Corinne, any idea? Monica, Anita, any idea? I know you guys know what.
Just try select all from DBA underscore tab underscore prevs.
Select
all from DBA underscore tab.
Tab as in TAB?
Yes, underscore prevs. Semicolon.
This DBA that you guys are using, okay. If I want to view the privileges that my
database is not open now. The database is not open. Query allowed unfixed.
I'm not sure this SQL should have worked there. Okay.
That SQL will work. Because that's the SQL statement.
Okay. I hope this database is not crashed.
Was it on mounted state? Why did you?
Mama, this database is crashed.
Is your class 26?
No, not connected to Oracle. Okay. Shut down above. Good. Service handle. Okay. I think I have the scenario for this thing. Service handle not being live.
Everybody get it's not recommended. Okay. I'm coming.
I can have this scenario. No.
Is Anita here? Anita. Anita. Baby.
Hello, yes.
You're quiet, so quiet. Are you around?
I'm here.
Okay.
All right, no problem. You want us to troubleshoot this? Very different. Do you want us to shop? Okay, let me just exit and connect to another class. No, this is not my class. It is TRS demo. Okay, let me go to ORs here.
I do have some question. I need if somebody understood about. I need to know about parent key constraints. I didn't really get it.
What did you change? Normally, you're supposed to try to fix that. That's what
I know, right? No problem. We're gonna do it.
Look the way you put instant. So maybe
I had that scenario.
You have a problem. Semicolon problem, Renalda.
Oh, that's for real. Okay, let me try for Desmond. Desmond said DBA underscore 6 underscore. Okay. Desmond.
Yeah.
Okay, you want us to select what?
If you're using system, the number of privileges, the list is going to be too long. Maybe you should use a schema that doesn't have that much privileges. But if you want us, I was just going to select
use what
privilege from
Monica,
DB underscore 6 underscore.
Okay, let me use this one. Select all from. Yes, so can I control C, please?
A lot. This DBA is a lot.
That's just a user. It's a user.
It's gonna be a lot. So let's use user.
2000. 22. 2022. Okay, let me just use describe.
User underscore cancel of current.
I cancel. Just imagine if I had left it.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's the same thing that came up for this one.
Yeah, for this the same thing. Why? Yes.
So for that one, it was
you can see again.
For this system something.
This one, can you comment again?
Okay, for this month it was system and something. So if you put the describe role underscore 6 underscore privilege, it comes directly here.
Privilege.
So you can just select
that one. It shows only the privilege.
No, it shows you the role
and the privilege.
Right.
Privilege and the
select
system.
Role, comma.
His command was des DBO underscore user underscore privilege. Priv.
His command was describe. Was it Desmond?
No, his command was that one. He said describe DBA underscore 6 underscore privs.
Okay. So I want to describe role, comma, privilege from.
You want to describe and you select.
Let me just see it. No, okay. I did select or describe Marinette.
Select.
Okay. Let me just select. No, I cannot do that. Create any job privilege. Okay. I don't have any DB link. I don't have any. I don't know if I have a user on this database. This one. So let me just describe. That's why it pops up this way. Give you underscore user. I don't have any DB link. I was sure I don't have any. I haven't created any database. These are all my schemas. I haven't created any user with this database. So, okay. That was it for, we were trying to explain the database link. A database link is simply a schema object. A schema object in one database that enables you to access objects on another database. It's simply a schema object that on one database, in one database that enables you to access objects in another database. What is an object? An example of an object. David, can I have an example of an object? An example of an object in database. Hello, David. Hey, Safford.
Hi, Ronaldo.
Can I have an example of an object in database?
Of?
An object.
I don't have an idea.
Okay. Bibish, can I have an example of an object in database? What is an object, first of all? Let me just start there. What is an object?
There is a schema in this object. Object is like a, I doubt if I'm going to explain it. It's like a, no, it's, they use a schema in this object. I think an object is like a table.
For example,
yes.
A table is an example of an object. An object is anything, it is anything in there, an object in database is anything that you can use to manipulate or hold or store data. Anything that you can use to manipulate data. A table is an object, a view is an object, a sequence is an object. Index is an object.
A report.
So there are a lot of objects. There are a lot of objects. Judge that objects are divided in, there are schema objects and there are non-schema. I think I explained this in this class. There are non-schema objects and there are schema objects. A database falls to be a schema object. So it's a database is a schema object in one database that enables you to access objects in another database. For example, I can create a database link in this object, and I want to access, for example, tables in another database. That's the reason why we have database link. I create a database link to be able to access an object in another database. I want to access a table in BLDMO, I create a database link. I want to access a view in BLDMO, I create a database link. I want to access a sequence, an index, whatever, I create a database link. To be able to create a private database link, I need the create database link privilege. If I want to create a public database link, I need a create public database link privilege. Same as create session if I want to create a global database link. So that's briefly what DB link is all about. Okay, Bibi, which question can I ask you?
When I will be higher, like a DBA. Ask me the question. And how much are we get the
I want us to go through SQL fundamental because it's so broad and it requires mostly practicals. But
so I have a question too. I don't know if somebody understands about I need somebody who get it really good to clarify me about constraints, unique, offense, a parent.
Monica.
if somebody get it good more than me, because I didn't really get it.
Okay. Anybody got it good? Because I did not. So, but all I know is that as a constraint, you have primary key, you have the unique, you have foreign key, you have check, you have yeah, you have primary, unique.
So when they use primary, so that I don't know. So I don't really get it. But I see some people, I don't know, maybe
when I use unique, for example, if I set, for example, a role to be unique, right? I just want that role or column to be uniquely identified. For example,
if you when you are using
okay, go
for
ahead.
example, okay, yeah, what I wanted to just explain, for example, right, when they say like a unique key, it means like two people, like something two people cannot have. Like, for example, email address, you understand? It acts like a unique key which identifies somebody. So any person you see with a particular email address, it means that email address it's been traced to a particular person. You cannot see, you cannot get one email address and you want to find some people, you see two people with that same email.
Okay.
You understand that means unique. If there's anything which you can use it to identify somebody, like for again, like back way before in Africa, you have family names.
Yeah.
If they call a family name, you know that it belongs to a particular family.
Yeah.
It means it's unique. That's a unique symbol. Then when then the primary key now is what I'm a little bit confused about the primary key. I haven't gotten it too clearly.
All I know is that a table can have only one primary key. A table can have a lot of unique constraints. You can have an email to be unique constraint. You can have the job ID to be unique constraint, but a table can have only one primary key. And your primary key cannot be null. Like, it cannot be a null value.
Okay.
I don't know how to get deeply inside the explanation because I don't get it fine, but I know that a table can have at most one primary key and it cannot be a null value. So for there's what you asked again, what?
Constraints.
No, these are constraints. When we talk about constraints, we talk about the
offense.
Offense. Okay.
Alpha incarnation and
can I add something on the primary key? So when you're creating a table as select all, the constraint and the primary key, it doesn't come with the table. So you know.
So, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what, like for example, that question that she gave us, it didn't come with the because every table has a primary key and a unique constraint. So there was definitely a primary key and a unique constraint on the table, that she asked us to create. The Scott.depart, it was HR.department in the exam. But then when we created the table, we did it as select all. So in that case, it took away the primary key and the unique constraint. I think that's why she wanted us to put it back.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it too. But now my problem is, what is the meaning? Like, okay, what does the primary key stands for? Like,
yeah, that's my question too.
Yeah, I mean, what Renata said, that's what I know about it.
Me too, because I lost it, but I know I've read about it once. I don't know.
Yeah, so they cannot be two of the same. Like primary keys and the unique constraint are always like unique.
So that means if you have like a primary key, you cannot have a unique constraint at the same time, right?
Of course you
No,
know.
you can have.
For example, the question in the exam we were asked to add was it department underscore ID as a unique, and what underscore department, is it found underscore department as primary key. So a table can have different constraints. It can have both the unique, it can have the primary, it can even have the foreign key as a constraint. So you can have different constraints on the table. If you want to view your constraints, I think
And also what I know is that when you create the table, you have to allocate it. It doesn't, like, at first I thought it's like it allocates it, the system just allocates it, but then you have to allocate it yourself.
I think the system allocates it. Once you create a table, the system allocates it.
No, it doesn't, because like we've even tried
because
it.
from what I read, it says constraints can be specified when a table is created. So that means by default, when you create a table, it can be created too. I think so. The system, or you can also use the alter system. So that means when you create the table, the system allocates. You also can alter it.
No, I don't think the system allocates it. I think you have to do it, because like we can even try it. If you create a table right now and then you insert things in there and then you try to see the structure of the table, you're not going to see that it has a unique constraint.
A unique constraint.
Yeah, unless you actually mentioned it.
Because when we say primary key and unique constraint, I think the difference between the two is just that for the primary key just identifies the row. You're saying something?
Yes, this primary key stuff, I think it's a little bit kind of linked with another. Is this foreign key? Something there's another foreign key. I know there's a link between foreign key and primary key. Yeah, so I know those two of them are a little bit linked, and more than the way we can be linking the foreign key and the primary key and the unique key.
Foreign key only corresponds to values in it of a specific primary key.
Okay.
No. Primary key is for specific. Foreign key is for any given database.
It is derived from a primary key.
So primary key is for a specific database. Foreign key is for every given database.
Wait, database or tables? Are we talking about tables?
That's the table or database? Table or database?
Database table.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, database table.
Thank you.
So I think the unique constraint is just making sure that all values in the columns is constraint just working with the columns, while the keys is dealing with the rows itself. I feel that's just the difference between them. It looks complicated, but when you think about it, it's not really that complicated too.
Okay, so Bibish, are you good? I'm coming. Hey, Mama.
They explain to you and your family in the kitchen, right?
Okay, so I have another question. When we were recovering the data files, there is one file that does not require recovery. That we don't recover. What is that file?
The non-system.
Of course, we do recover system.
Wait, what? Repeat your question again.
The question is, when doing the recovery, right? There is one data file that we don't require. System is a security. Thank you. TEM file. You don't recover TEM file, guys. If you lost your TEM file, no. At the end, if you go back to that class or whatever in the video or what, you will see that at the end it didn't work because we don't recover TEM file.
I said that video, but no on the end. Okay.
Yeah, that's why she was trying to bring it back up online.
Yes.
That's a question I will ask to you this evening, Monica.
Okay, what are the two critical data files?
System and undo.
Thank you. System and undo. System and undo, the two critical data file. We don't cover term file. What other question do I know?
You say they don't need a recover file.
Temp file.
No.
Temp file. Okay, I have a question. I have questions for
everybody.
Maybe you're back.
I'm back.
What is the difference between obsolete and expired? What is the difference between obsolete and expired? When I say something is obsolete and something is expired.
I think obsolete are those files that are past the retention is it the retention policy?
The retention policy.
Yeah, and expired
are the ones that are no more found, like that are not found.
Oh, they're not found. Oh, those that are not found in the operating system environment.
So you just mentioned that obsolete are those that have passed the retention policy. What is the retention policy? The question is for the whole class. What is the retention policy?
What?
The time
the retention policy.
Retention policy is the time needed after which, like, if you said that retention policy is 7 days, for example. How can I put it?
It's like a time. It's like a time. It's a time. Retention policy is like a specified time. They put no times. No, I forgot.
Okay, retention policy is simply describe which backups are going to be kept and for how long. It simply describes which backups are going to be kept and for how long. So when we say obsolete are those that have passed the retention policy, that means the policy for which that describes like which backups are going to be kept and for how long. Okay, talking about retention policy, what are the types of retention policy you guys know? Listen, explain. Types of retention policy.
I'm already here backup retention policy. I don't know.
Return policy. You talk about backup?
No.
But I said I already saw that someplace, but I don't know.
Of course, your backups has a retention policy.
So backup
retention policy is related to backup.
Retention policy is backup that are necessary.
You know the language.
Actually, retention policy it tells you which backups are going to be kept and for how long. That means that your backup has a retention policy. That your backup needs to have a retention policy. Like, how long is my backup going to be kept?
It can be a week. It can be a week. It depends on you. You said
but that was not my question. My question was, what are the types of retention policy?
Backup policy.
No. Types of retention is recovery with the redundancy.
Thank you.
It's so confusing.
And redundancy. What is redundancy?
So redundancy means that copies that is set to redundancy means copies. So if we can set it to have a backup of 1 or 2 copies.
Thank you.
So if the database crashes, we still have copies of it that we can go back to. Why recovery window means we can decide to do like we did in DB1, a 7 days retention window, which means we have 7 days to back up. So after 7 days, whatever we have after that 7 days is going to be obsolete. It might expire or something.
Absolutely. So from the definition of the explanation of retention policy, which tells you which or how many backups are going to be kept and for how long. When we talk about the types, redundancy and recovery window. Redundancy, it only fixes a number of backups that must be kept. That means your working place or your interpret or your company has a number of backups, has a redundancy. That means they have a number of backups that must be kept. For the recovery window, it simply establishes a period of time within which your let me just say your point in time recovery must be possible. That's for recovery window and redundancy. They are the types of retention policy. I have another question for you guys.
Yes, Mom. Mute yourself.
Yeah.
What are the files? Yes.
I'm sorry. Please, can you define retention policy again?
Okay.
Please.
It describes which backups will be kept and for how long.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So my next question is, what are the files that the FRA stores? We all know about the FRA. When we want to set our backups, for example, is first of all show parameter recovery to change the destination of our backups, put it to FRA. What are the files? What are the let me not say 5. Yes, let me say 5. What are the files that the FRA keeps or stores?
This archive log.
Archive log.
Yes.
Data files.
The backup files and the flashback log file. And we talk about the FRA. The FRA stores the data file, the archive log file, the backups, and the flashback logs. FRA.
Flashback.
Flashback logs, data files, and backups. Okay. And you need to know that the FRA are on disk. Yeah. They are on disk, and the size of it is determined depending on the archive log and the flashback log. So the archive log takes a lot of space. So the size of the FRA is determined by that. So
it's determined by archive logs
and flashback logs. Yes. So
please, can you repeat the file the FRA store, please? You say
archive log, the flashback logs, the backups, and the data files.
Okay.
What is recovery catalog according to you? The whole class. What is recovery catalog? What is the recovery catalog? What is the recovery catalog? We've seen recovery. I think it's in our man.
Yeah. Recovery catalog is It's a database schema used by Arman. Yeah, that's something like that.
Thank you. As simple as that. It is simply
Renata, you're very smart. You say, where have we seen it? I think we have seen it somewhere. Obviously, all of us know we have seen it now.
So it is a schema that tracks all the activities.
It's a schema?
Yeah, it is a schema that tracks all the activities done by Arman. On the reverse, what is the schema that tracks all?
Is a schema? Is a schema that tracks?
It is a schema that tracks all the activities done by Arman.
Okay.
On the other hand, what is the schema, or what is the file that keeps all the activities of the database? That tracks the day-to-day. Thank you. No, it is. I don't know. It is the archive
log file. The archive log file.
Archive log file.
Repeat your second question, Renata, please.
What is the file that tracks all the activities of the database? Is the archive log, right? Okay.
That's why if it is not enabled, you lose data if you have any error or something.
Thank you. So, thank you. Yeah, it is the archive log. Okay, so as we were saying, the recovery catalog is a schema that tracks all the activities done by Arman. It also keeps metadata, and you can manage database from the recovery catalog. What is metadata?
Is info the data about the data.
Thank you. Is the data about the data. So to be able to, what am I going to ask this? Marinette.
Yeah.
What is the privilege I need to be able to create a recovery catalog?
The place that...
The privilege.
Or the privilege
Mm-hmm.
that you need to create the
recovery catalog.
You are like a user or what?
Yeah, me as a user. What is the privilege I need?
The resource and connect.
I need the connect resource. Yes, that's one. What else?
And
I need the anybody have an idea?
Create catalog.
Create catalog.
Oh, what is no? Not create catalog. Not create catalog. Anybody have an idea? If I want to create a recovery catalog, I need the recovery underscore catalog underscore owner. If I want to, for example, if I'm user X and I want to be able to create a recovery catalog, first of all, I'm gonna grant, or system is gonna grant me connect resource, and system is gonna grant me recovery underscore catalog underscore owner. Recovery catalog owner. So that those are the two privileges I need to be able to create a recovery catalog. So
you say grant recovery underscore underscore.
Yeah, owner.
Owner, yeah, okay. To the user, okay, yeah.
So There's another thing about parallelism channels, but I don't know if I can explain that. Anybody knows what's
Well,
parallelism?
that's another thing, please. The channel thing, I was not in that channel class. I don't know if I just see they are using it because I've not like gone through the video to even grab it. I just see they are using
Anybody
channel.
have
Me
an
too, I'm
idea
just following it.
about parallelism in channels?
What I know is that they are the same parallelism. It just allocates permanently, while channels, once you allocate them once, it only works once.
Yeah, channels are temporal, while parallelism are permanent. So parallelism.
What are their uses? What are they used for? What is a channel?
Parallelism
for faster backups.
It allows you to specify the number of channels that will be used by a device.
Channel allows you to. Channel allows you to do the number of channels.
Parallelism allows you to specify the number of channels that will be used by a device. I don't know for channels. What is it used for? But all I know is that it is temporal and parallelism is permanent.
But somebody explained to me
Joseph,
like,
I have a question. Huh?
I was talking about channel. I don't know, but somebody explained to me it's like you do have a data is in blocks, but channel is like is not gonna send those data in blocks, but it's going to put in
Hey
like bytes.
Sorry, I have to leave you guys. I have to move out now.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Desmond. So channel is going to separate, to put it in small blocks, so to be fast.
Mm-hmm.
The person explained to me like that is a DBA. He told me that the channel, instead of working a lot, so channel is going to divide in blocks and release those blocks small, in small quantity. Not a big job, but just small. So the way
I've heard about this explanation once.
So I don't know, I have to verify, but he told me like that just to understand everything, he told me just taking like that.
Yeah, and also I know that channels, they allow you to back up your, like for faster backup. Yeah. So you allocate many channels so the job can go faster.
Yes, that the small blocks, yeah.
Also, what I know is that channel is like a connection between the database and the backup state. So we can see it as a tunnel that blocks travel through to the backups. And I know there are two types of channels. There's the automatic one, which is by default, and it is allocated when we run a backup or we're trying to restore a backup or something, which the manual one is allocated when specified in the channel by DBA.
Yeah, and I also know that when you don't specify, Arman will allocate a channel and it will only allocate one channel.
Yes, and by default, to parallelism is always on one, but you can alter it to 2 if you want, using the SQL statement is 2.
Okay, thank you guys. Joseph, I guess your question is clear now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Joseph, I have a question for you. We were talking about recovery catalog, right? We said what we need, what are the privileges we need to be able to create a recovery. Once my recovery catalog is created, what is the command I use if I want to view the recovery catalog?
The command you have to use to view the recovery catalog you created.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I can remember.
I have in my database.
That's true. I cannot take. I remember. I have not even created one recovery catalog myself. That's true.
Okay.
I cannot really remember.
I think it's list. It's list something. List DB.
Oh no! Anybody have an idea? Anita, the list you're talking about is when
Or
you
it's
want
just
to
to
view the registered database.
Okay.
Yeah, when you want to view the registered database, you list PB_unique_name all. But when you want to view the recovery catalog, RC_database. RC, that stands for recovery catalog _database.
So do you do that in Alman?
You say house?
RC. R as in recovery, C as in catalog. RC database. Yeah, we do it on Alman, I think so.
You say RC_database?
Yes.
Oh. And what about the SCN_database? Is it to, it's not to view or to see the information?
You said SCN?
Yes.
That's
for SN number now.
SN number.
That's for SN number.
I was talking about recovery catalog. To view the recovery catalog, my database, I RC_database. And you have to know that when you want to connect to the Alman catalog, the database needs to be mounted. When I want to connect to my recovery catalog, my database needs to be mounted. Okay, who can explain block change tracking? When we're talking about incremental, differential, and all those backups, there is also block change tracking. I just forgot to ask.
Block tracking change.
Blockchain tracking.
I know blockchain tracking. It allows Alman to identify the blocks that have changed, and if it's not enabled, then Alman then they will have to scan the whole database to see those that
exactly.
Changed. Yeah.
Exactly. For the blockchain tracking, there is no full database scan. So they just identify the block that needs to be scanned. Yeah, it enables fast incremental backup. And there's also the minimum overhead on, but I don't understand that thing. I think it's the contrary, minimum overhead on. But I know it requires less resources. Yes, it requires less resources on the database server. Who can explain that what he or she understood on the table space point in time?
Table space point what?
Point in time. Table space point in time.
Table space point of time recovery. Oh my goodness.
Anybody have an idea?
It enables or a DBA to quickly recover one or more table space in the database in an early time without affecting the state of the rest of the table space. So it can take you can point in time recovery means you can go back to a specific time.
No, I'm talking about the table space point in time recovery, not the point in time recovery on its own.
Okay, so the table space point in time recovery enables to quickly recover one or more table space in a database to an early time without affecting the state of the rest of the table space. Or any other objects to say per se.
Okay, thank you. So that's basically for table space point in time recovery. Like Alman actually creates a temporary database or auxiliary instance, if you want, like how they call it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he creates a temporary database just to do the point in time. Just to do the point in time recovery. Then how man export it from the temporary table database or the auxiliary instance to the permanent database. When the job
after
is
that
done,
is being done, it gets deleted.
it deletes
The
the
auxiliary
it
database
deletes
gets
that
deleted.
instance.
The
Exactly.
instance.
So that's it.
So the main use of the auxiliary instance is just to do the like
job.
another like just to do the job.
Yes. And who can explain the what is it again? Is it the transportable table space? Transportable table space and transportable database. I know some of us feel like the words I'm saying is funny from heaven, but it is.
Oh, it's good.
For what we've done. Anybody have an idea about the transportable table?
Migration.
Yeah, it is actually the migrating the database.
Migrating the database, I remember that.
Okay, so transportable table spaces allows if in one point in time you guys are not understanding something, let me know so I can explain it better or somebody else can explain it. So transportable table spaces allows data files to be moved between platforms on the same on different Indian formats. As I was saying, transportable table spaces allows data files to be moved between platforms on different Indian formats. Is everybody good with that?
What is an Indian format?
Thank you. An Indian format is it is the order in which a sequence is stored according to the size or the bytes.
Yeah, and I think the largest ones are being stored first, right?
Exactly. The largest ones are stored first.
Oh.
Okay. And there is also the transportable database. Transportable database, it reduces the amount of time required to migrate a database between platforms of the same Indian format. For the transportable table spaces, it was between platforms of different Indian format. For transportable database, it is between platforms of the same Indian format.
Database can be migrated from a platform to another.
Okay. Last class, or the class before last class, we were talking about flashback. We're talking about flashback based flashback. Bibish, can you tell us what flashback is all about?
What?
Flashback. What is flashback? What is it all about? What is flashback? In your own words.
For me, a flashback is a kind of a recovery. It's faster. So you can back up. You can back up a database, but you cannot do 2 weeks.
Okay.
You can have something.
At least you understood. At least you're talking about 2 weeks, then you understood. Flashback is faster. Corinne, can you tell us a little bit about flashback? What you understood about flashback?
Flashback, I understand when you come back what can I say? It's the command to rewind when you can back at no point of time.
Anita.
It's like you can recover.
You can do flashback to fix some error. When you do some error in the table, you can flashback on the table. I don't know.
You can back up and recover. It's like a recovery. It can be done at the same time, like today, but you have to recover it at night. You cannot back up something who passed like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. As Karim was saying, you can do flashback to fix an error that you did on a table, for example. If I wrongly updated a table, I can do the flashback.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to add that you can only fix the logical error. You cannot fix the physical with that flashback. It's only logical problem, not physical problem.
What are logical error? If I may ask, what are logical error?
Thank you. Sakisa, please, can you help us?
You know, Sakisa, he has more noise on his background all the time.
Because he just said logical and physical error. I want more explanation with that. Logical.
He's gone.
He's gone?
Sakisa. Well, I think he's still there.
He's there, but he has more noise, you know. Sakisa, come back.
Anita, please, can you just explain us what flashback is?
Anita is muted. I think flashback in a short words means it's a way of you bringing back your database, your information back to a certain point in time. It's like undoing some changes in your database since a certain time. It's like you're trying to recover a table or trying to recover a table back to, how am I going to put it, to a past without you backing the table up. You don't need a backup before you can do that. It's just you going back, trying to restore something to the way it was.
Exactly.
Before change was made to it.
As Kribish was saying, flashback is faster than point in time recovery, for example. So, and the only disadvantage that I know about flashback is that you cannot go 2 weeks period. Like you cannot flashback something 2 weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that's all for today.
Okay, Bibi, let me give the difference between the two errors. Yeah.
Shouldn't bother.
Sakisa is coming back, Monica. Be ready for your question.
You know, all the time I have to receive people, so this is some busy time for me. I got a lot of customer to my place. Yeah.
Customer, Sakisa, do you sell?
I think.
Joseph, you could not hear and close your mouth.
Maybe I can be interested now. It can be a businessman. Maybe I can be interested to buy something now.
He told you he's a businessman. Remember,
you
can do a silver spring
you
discount.
weren't there when Sakisa offered us beer. You weren't there.
You can do a silver spring discount. That's true.
Sakisa, come back. At the answer.
And let me give you the answer before I. Yeah. Okay, so the physical error. So it's when the screen writes something like, you see sometimes you write something like error 00 something like that. It's when you are not able to execute the program. Sometimes you see the error, that's a physical. You put like error something 00, that's a physical error. Now the logical error is the error that prevents your program from doing what you expect to do it. That both difference. You get me now?
Okay, Sakisa.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. We finished earlier than usual. I guess we're gonna meet on Thursday, 6:30 p.m.
Tomorrow we are doing the exam or what? I didn't really get it.
I was not there
Oh
yesterday
yes,
in the
no,
class, so
I'm asking to other people.
Okay.
No, we are not doing exam. I don't know.
Another.
I see like Emma.
Why you didn't come to? You didn't.
I was a little bit busy, Mama, and I knew it was only the exam.
Oh.
Oh, you are celebrating your birthday?
No, Mama, I was busy, and I knew what the exam, so I was just like, I'll just call Emma. If they have done the exam, I'll call her and she'll mark my. If she even marks.
So you are not doing it tomorrow or what?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, because I didn't get her. I was a little bit. I mean, I was sure that it was an exam. So when we came and then she changed the idea.
I knew she wasn't even gonna give us the exam to write. It was just for giving sake, like to just give us a.
But when do we want to finish those?
That's even true. Normally we have done it today, though.
Another, what is the statement she said she's gonna send to the group?
Oh yeah. Oh no, Renata wasn't there. She sent to Anita. Anita, you have it, right?
Anita, she's not there.
Yeah, send what?
It was this something that she was sending to.
Oh, she was sending like the script.
The script.
Like, yeah, that the script that she said is like one sequence really fast. So yesterday people were giving her their IDs, and she was like sending it to them.
The script to run the database.
Yeah.
So we
Anita,
do have it like
can you
we
send
used
it
it
to me,
last time.
please?
Hello? Hello? Yes?
Yeah. I said,
Can you
send
it to me, Anita, or maybe on?
Okay,
because she was doing it on the
because I didn't. Like,
she was sending it on our Pudi, but I'm going to see how to do it. I'm not sure how to transfer it.
Oh, okay.
But I'll see. Also, Renata, you weren't there yesterday, but we had a meeting as a class yesterday. You know, about that message I sent you for just a gift for Emerald. And then we just came to the conclusion that each group member should organize their group, and we set a minimum amount for like $10, like people can contribute $10 and up for Emerald. So, and then we set a deadline for Friday. Wait, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. So, yeah. You have Cash App? I can send you the money.
Okay. Let me tell you, Passy. Thank you for saying it in the group.
You said?
So, I mean, the message is passed, so I get